Okay. So we are back. This is day 13 and day 14 of my trading journey. And I want to talk about day 13 specifically. That was Wednesday. And I want to talk about that day of trading because that is a day that most people would look at and say it was a bad day, right? I took 4 trades and they were all losers. There was not one single winner, and so the P&L was down. So most people would look at a day like that and say, "Oh, this was a complete loss. It was a bad day," and that's actually false. Okay, Wednesday was a very good day, but why was it? How is a down day a good day? That's probably what some of you are saying, right? Well, it's a good day because of the programming. Okay, and that's what I want to talk to about. I want to talk about the programming that we've all kind of been through. Okay, and what I mean is that we have grown accustomed to think about trading and investing in certain ways. Okay, we've been programmed by the financial industry, by the media, uh, books, magazines, the trading community itself. Videos on YouTube, all of these things, even financial advisors. Now, it's not like we're programmed maliciously or anything like that, but it's kind of like Neo in the Matrix. Okay, in order for him to see what's going on, he had to get out of the matrix. He had to get deprogrammed, right? And that's what we have to do also with trading. Okay. Now we've been taught, follow me on this. Okay. We've been taught that success in the market comes from picking the right stock. Okay. You find the right investment, finding knowing the balance sheet, knowing the fundamentals, the PE ratios, buying and holding it for the long term, right? That's the language that we've been taught. These are the lessons that have been kind of put out there for all of us to absorb. And if you turn on the financial news, you're going to see more of this, right? You're going to see the experts saying these exact same things. Buy and hold from the long term. This is a great company, great PE ratios, great balance sheet, all of this stuff. And so we listen to the experts and we adopt that language. We adopt that belief system. So we program ourselves to think that that is the way to succeed in being successful in the market. And it gets reinforced even further when you look at, the idols like, Warren Buffett, the Oracle, right? He's buying it, Mr. Buy and Hold, right? He's become a billionaire. So if I just do what he does and just buy a good company, hold it for the rest of my life, I'm gonna make some money and retire wealthy. So naturally, that we believe that this is the path. But that's the programming. If you look at people who are losing money in the markets, people who have lost a lot of money, who've lost, their whole net worth, maybe lost all of their money right before they're going to retire, even buying the right stock. But, you buy the right stock at the wrong price, right? This is kind of like people who've bought crypto, right? If you were in early in crypto, you're doing fantastic. Even if it falls down to 20,000, you're still going to do very well if you bought it very early. Now, if you bought it at 100,000, it's a different story, unfortunately. But back to what I'm saying, right, is if you look at people who are losing money in the market, many of them are following that exact model of buying and hold, of knowing the company left and right, knowing their products, knowing their CEOs, right? They're buying and holding, trusting the financial advisors, trusting the financial news media, the interviews of the CEO on CNBC. And so they buy and hold and they ride through terrible down draws that can wipe out years of their hard-earned capital. And so if you want to succeed, what do? Well, you have to deprogram yourself, okay? If you want to succeed, you have to start questioning all of that programming. You have to step outside of it. And that brings me back to Wednesday, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Wednesday, day 13, 4 trades, all losers. By the old programming, that is a bad day, right? But it wasn't. It was a good day. It was a good day because the losses were controlled. And this is where that mind shift happens. A day with all losing trades is not necessarily a bad day, okay? A bad day is when risk isn't managed. That's a bad day. Okay, Wednesday, risk was managed. That's what matters. That's what creates a good day. I practiced position sizing. I practiced risk management. And those 4 losses did not damage the account. They didn't blow up the account. They tested the system, and the system handled it very, very well. So what I'm doing right now is reprogramming my beliefs about trading, about the markets, right? Letting go of the idea that a down day is automatically a bad day, because it's not. Losses are part of this business, and this is a business. There's a difference between gambling, where you just kind of trade on what you feel and let your kind of feelings dictate you and kind of push you around, and treating this like a business, okay? Where there's really no emotions. It's just mathematics. That's it, okay? So the problem isn't losing. The problem is failing to control the loss. That's the problem. That's where most people struggle with. That's where they lose, okay? Because they avoid losing. They don't want to lose. That's why, a day where 4 trades are all bad. Oh, that was a bad day. Why? Because you took losses. Losses are part of this business, okay? You have to understand risk management. You have to understand position sizing. If you don't know these things, what's going to happen is you're going to be taking these risks without structure. And that's when you could have a losing day that can wipe out a large portion of your account or all of the account. So Wednesday was a good day, but not because of the result. It was a good day because of the process. It reinforced the idea that a successful trader is a trader who accepts losses and manages those losses, right? And more importantly, they don't make losses worse. Okay, follow me on this. They don't make losses worse by refusing to admit that they're wrong. Right? If you can't accept when you're wrong, you can't control risk. And if you can't control risk, you can't survive in this business. So the main takeaway for Wednesday, day 13, is that losses are part of trading. And a controlled losing day can still be a successful day. Okay, I did miss one trade on Wednesday. I stepped away for a phone call and would have had a winning trade, but that's okay. You can't take every single trade, okay? But what matters is consistency over time. That being said, let me pull up the stats. So let's go ahead and pull those up, the stats for day 13, so you guys can actually see what the numbers were. Let's pull that up now. Okay, so here we are, day 13, and you can see that I didn't have one winning trade. Okay, so there was 4 trades, all losers, and the average loss, though, again, $14.74, $15 for the average loss. Again, that's well within the risk parameters for the capital that I'm trading. So that is that. Let's go over to the next day. Today, Thursday. So this is day 14. And day 14 was, this was an all right day. The risk to reward wasn't great. Still, my losses were contained, but the winners really didn't do much today. But overall, not a bad day. So that's it. I'm probably not going to be posting videos every single day because I was thinking about this, and I want to be able to contribute something and reflect something meaningfully. And some, like today, day 14, there really wasn't anything meaningful about the day. I was just trading, and there wasn't any kind of lessons or something that I kind of gained some insight from the day. So, there really wasn't much to say. So I think what I'm going to try to do is combine the stats for certain days and drop a video, maybe covering 1 or 2 days, or maybe even 3 days, but no longer than 3 days. I think part of the importance of doing this is journaling, right? And that's what I'm doing here. I am journaling. It's just coming out in the form of a YouTube video. But every day I'm journaling. It's just someday those entries are going to be small. There's really not going to be much to say. And other days there's going to be a lot to say. So I'm going to try to have something meaningfully to reflect on when I put these videos out. So, they may come out every day, or they may come out once every 2 or 3 days, but they will be coming out, and I am documenting this journey. So far it's going pretty good. It's the end of the month, and it was a great month. It was, I ended up profitable, not by much, but I'm in 100 trades. And if you've been watching these videos, you know that my goal is to get to 500. So I'm already at 100 trades within half a month of trading. So next month, May, I'm anticipating probably I'm going to be doing between 100 to 200 trades, and that will push me about to the 300 trade mark. So what I'm looking at probably is to complete my 500 trades sometime in June. That's really what I'm looking at. So I'm going to continue to I'm going to continue to journal and do these videos until I hit that 500 trade mark. And then we'll see how the system held up over 500 trades. But right now, this is on that journey to 500 trades, and I'm already 100 trades in. So 400 more to go. So that's it, guys. I will catch you on the next video, and I'll see you then.